Hey, how's it going, Nick? This is going to be a quick demo video for you for your Vader's Vault Sovereign Elite that we took the CFX factory install out of and put a Proffie V3 in. You and I were going kind of back and forth in PMs about the sound fonts and the config file that I couldn't pull up because it was corrupt. So I had gotten your last message right when I was in the middle of doing the demo, and I wasn't sure if I said this part, but I wanted you to know on the config that I put on the SD card for you, each sound font does have 3 blade styles, but I did label them individually. Alright, one will say main blade or blade, one will say the green switch, and one will say the red switch, or the green LED and the red LED, so you can easily delineate what is what. Alright, so we're going to go over my desk and take a look at this guy. I'll break it down in detail what I did, and then I'll get this out in the mail to you by tomorrow. Thanks, man. Alright, Nick, got your Vader's Vault Sovereign Elite here. Thank you very much for your patience. I got this done right before I went on a little small vacation, and I just got back this afternoon. So went ahead and wrapped up the config. As I had mentioned to you in some PMs we were sending back and forth, you had sent a config file to me for the sound fonts that are on your SD card, but unfortunately it was corrupt. And you had about 49 sound fonts on there. So what I did was I picked 5. I made a brand new config. It's pretty easy to follow. I labeled each blade style. I put it on the SD card for you. You can make any changes or additions to that you like, but that is what I did just to show you that the Saber's working. All right. Each sound font has 3 blade styles. You'll see a main blade, and then a green LED and a red LED. Actually, each switch has 2 LEDs. I reused the PCB. All right. So this came with a Vader's Vault install. And the Delrin chassis CFX had a CFX install. I went ahead and I took everything out of there. I replaced the OLED screen because that one was kind of scratched up. I went ahead and I reused the switch PCB because I liked that. It had those 2 LEDs for the switches, 2 LEDs for each switch. So I just took it out, took all the wires out, cleaned it, reused it, put it back in here, and we're good to go. Power's up here. Auxiliary is down here. All right, this is a Proffie setup, so your Proffie V3, it's at an angle. So if you take out your battery here, you've got access to your SD card and your micro USB from right there. You do not have to move the board. Just take those the SD card out with a pair of tweezers. All right, and that's how we do that. Coming down here, you've got a kill switch. All right, I was not able to fit the 28mm Smuggler's Outpost dark side speaker that you sent to me because this is a 0.99 inch chassis, or a 0.99 inch ID handle, excuse me, and a 28mm is basically a 1.1 inch, so that does not fit. What I did was instead upgraded the speaker you had to a 22mm Smuggler's Outpost Nano Elite speaker, fully enclosed. So this sounds a lot better than the one that you had in there. All right, I took your battery here, went ahead and charged it back up. It's good to go. Spring side for the negative side of your battery here. Just kind of cradle your chassis, push this in and push it down. It clips right in. All right, we'll come over here and flip the switch.
You have too much of your father's heart in you.
Close that down. This has my OLED animation on it right now for the boot up. And then it should go to your battery meter. It just says my name in Arabic, and then it switches over to English, and then there's your battery meter right there. So as you can see, your battery is fully charged. Got those switches lit up. All right, hit power. This is the stock blade connector that you provided. So I did go ahead and use that. All right, so power up here. You got an animation here for when the Saber's on. Auxiliary down here. And twist off. All right, so you can put a 1-inch diameter blade in here, which we will do. Let's back up this blade retention just a hair. Put that blade in here. I'm not going to use the blade retention because the Saber fits in here pretty tight. So don't mash it down on the pins, because you did provide me a long pin PCB. I would have actually preferred to use a short pin, but I went ahead and I made that work. Just be mindful of putting the blade in there. After you feel some resistance on the pins, stop pushing the blade in, come over here and lock it down. All right, hit power. Blaster bolt deflex. Blade lockup is holding the auxiliary button down and hitting the saber. Turn it off that way. We'll go to the next sound font by tapping auxiliary.
Hello, Master. It's been a while.
This is the Ahsoka font. Balin's Skull. So your red-orange blade for this one. Cal Kestis. You have two Kestis fonts on here. This one being blue, the other font, although still a Cal Kestis, I made it yellow so you had some variation with blade color.
So, who are you?
Cal Kestis.
All right, we'll go ahead and take our blade out because the next sound font is the one that we started with, which was Ben
Solo.
Ben Solo. All right, so when we're done with this guy, we can just come over here and take the handle off. You should find it very easy to use. We'll go ahead and turn it on one more time and flip it off here with the kill switch, and it kills power like it should. All right, I'm going to go ahead and leave your battery in there for now, but that is basically how you work your Sovereign Elite redo with Proffie V3. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll get this out in the mail to you tomorrow. Thanks.